Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Ian Blume, the BizCap Program Coordinator, and this is our workshop webinar of the social media marketing. I'm here with our expert consultant, Emily de Armas, who will be detailing more about how can your business start or grow and succeed through those platforms. So I'm gonna give just the participants some time to pitch in, to join in, figure out the technical issues that Zoom sometimes presents. But in the meantime, I do want to give a big shout out to our colleagues, Kelly and Asra, that will be behind the scenes sending important links to all of you. And I will be in the meantime, also answering live questions that you guys may have about our program, but the show will mainly be Emily's. So how it's gonna work, I'm gonna give a quick presentation about what we do here at BizCap in the housed by the Florida SBDC at FIU. And then the show will be all Emily's, and then we're gonna leave some time to answer the questions that you guys may have, and that couldn't be addressed in the chat. All right. So once again, thank you for joining in. Thank you, Emily, for being here. And yeah, let's start. So what is Florida SBDC at FIU? What you guys see on the screen right now, this is who we are. We're a group of consultants and admins that provide these tools for businesses, small businesses here in the region to start, grow, and succeed. We're an award-winning team that got nationally recognized as the SBDC of the year in 2023, and still going strong this year. So a bit more about what we do here. We are a resource partner of the U.S. Small Business Administration, the SBA, also that provides one-on-one consulting and training and information to small businesses here in Miami-Dade and the Monroe counties. We started in 2014 and all the way through the end of 2022. You can see here on the screen some of our statistics, some of our achievements. So almost 120,000 hours of consulting, almost 8,000 entrepreneurs of small business owners assisted, $462 million in capital access, and $418 million in increased revenues. So this is our core mission here. We'd like to talk to you, to partner with you, understand in a one-on-one conversation how we can really address your business needs, the challenges that you're facing. So how we do that is through a process that we call canvassing. We go to the streets, we meet with you, and we really try to establish a relationship from there that can last as long as you need it. So more specifically, what is BizCap? We are an initiative that is housed in the Florida SBDC at FIU since 2016. We're focused on hyperlocal consulting, training and outreach that we target small target communities and commercial corridors. Our principle is to meet businesses where they are in the community. So again, having that one-on-one talk and really personalized business consulting. See us as an additional tool in the toolkit to better assist you in your business with startup assistance and business growth. These are some of the achievements that we have accomplished in the Miami-Dade County. You see here some on the screen: 5 business launched, 550 jobs supported, and 500 capital dollars in capital accessed, and $150,000 in contracts obtained. All this is possible thanks to a grant from the SBA, our resource partner, which allows us to provide all these services to you guys at no cost. So it's a great opportunity for you to guys to take advantage of this and really see how we can better assist you regardless of where are you in the journey of your business. As you can see here on the screen, the region that we cover more. This is the district 27, which is our main area of focus. Of course, if you're outside the area, don't be scared. We still have the resources to help you out and really connect you with the consultants of your respective area. This particular district goes from the city of Miami all the way to Key Biscayne, Coral Gables, runs through Kendall and Cutler Bay. The importance of this particular area is that according to the census, in the 2019 census, from the 86,000 business establishments, 33,000 reside here. So it really shows the potential and the impact that you guys have in the local economic region. And to finalize, our main objectives are threefold. We provide training, outreach, and door-to-door canvassing. This one-to-one business consulting and data mapping, and service to businesses in this district. Our main objective for this year is to assist over 1,000 businesses in the district, going all the way from January to December 2024. And we're gonna go about it through assistance in consulting, trainings, and workshops. So this is thank you for being here. This is a great step that you guys are taking in your entrepreneurship path. And that's all I have for now. So once again, I'm gonna introduce Emily, but before she shares the slide, we have a very special guest here that has been a great ambassador under the BizCap project and the Florida SBDC at FIU. I would like to introduce you to Aline Fernandez from the SBA. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the support. And then if we have time, she'll also be talking a bit more of what we do here in this project of the SBA. But yes, I'm gonna talk about more of our events together later on. But now, Emily, the floor is yours. Let me know if you can share the screen.
Great. Let me go ahead. Share this. And then, oops, hold on. I want to go to full screen. Okay, great. Okay, everybody can see this, right? Okay. So I'm a little sick, so bear with me if I have to pause to sneeze. It is what it is. I think it's going around, but we'll have a great presentation regardless. Today, we are going to talk about social media. We're going to cover how to choose the right social media platform, what type of content you should be creating as a business, and what metrics to track. Okay. So social media is great for small businesses because it's an easy way for you to engage with your customers. Your clients might find you on social media first before they go to your website, or they might look you up on social media to see a little bit more about you, to learn more about your business. And you have a lot of options when it comes to social media in terms of the types of content that you can use to showcase your business. So you have reels, you have videos, you have stories, you have posts, you can do polls, you can do Q&As. There's a lot of stuff available to you. Now, the overwhelming aspect of social media is that there are a lot of platforms out there. And within each platform, you have a lot of options in terms of content. So Sometimes it can feel like you have to be everywhere. We're going to talk a little bit about how to choose the platforms that you want to be on that make the most sense for you for your business. But there's a lot out there, and there are a lot of people that you can potentially reach with social media. And social media is a lot simpler than we make it. I think with social media, a lot of us feel like, well, I don't know what to say. I don't have anything to say. I don't really know what I should be posting about. And really the secret is for you to speak passionately about what it is that you do in your business and why you do it, and remind people why they need it. That's it. If you show up and you're excited and you're talking about, what it is that you do and why you do it, why it matters to you, why it should matter to them, that will get you a lot further than posting stuff that's kind of lukewarm, because people can feel that level of engagement from you on social media. They can feel whether or not you're truly passionate about what you're talking about, and it will translate. So first things first, how are we going to decide on a platform? You need to consider, where are your customers hanging out online? So I want you to think about your key customer, who that person is, and then think about the types of platforms that they might be on. Because again, there's so many out there. You don't want to waste your time posting on a platform, but your customers are not really on there. Okay. So here's some just quick examples. If you are, let's say, a B2B company, right? So you're a business that serves other businesses, then you might want to consider LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has decision makers on there, professionals, corporate employees. Those are the types of people that are on LinkedIn and that are active on LinkedIn. Instagram is great to reach consumers. It's very visual, it's informational, it's interactive. Facebook, I mean, let's be honest, Facebook is kind of dead, right? I don't really know that many people who are on Facebook actively anymore. The numbers used to be a lot stronger, but Facebook is still good for things like Facebook groups, where people will share information and people will gather together. And Facebook has a very, very powerful ads platform so that you can do paid advertising. Pinterest is one that I feel like a lot of people sleep on, and they shouldn't, because Pinterest works really well for driving traffic. So if you have, let's say, an online storefront and you want to get people to your website to find out about you, you can create content on Pinterest to help them get to your website, because that's the only thing that Pinterest is really for. It's for driving traffic, for people to discover new things. So you can share about your products or about your services on Pinterest. TikTok is kind of the new kid on the block, so it's great for discoverability. It's easier to have more reach on TikTok than on other platforms. It's great for special interest, because there's a lot of niches on TikTok. And there's also obviously younger demographic on TikTok as well. And Twitter, which is now called X, is kind of up in the air. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that you should prioritize Twitter unless you know for a fact that your audience is really on Twitter, just because of the volatility of it. But it is very discussion focused, news oriented. It's for opinions, it's for thought leaders. So if that's kind of what you're trying to do, is establish yourself as a thought leader in your industry, then it might be worthwhile. The thing with social media is that it takes effort and strategy to get it right. So I would rather see people focus on quality than trying to be everywhere, because it's going to be hard, especially if you're a business owner. You're already wearing many hats. You already have a lot of things that you need to be doing. You should just find your sweet spot, focus there. I would say 1 to 2 platforms max, depending on your goals. Are there platforms that, you can post once and it goes to all of the platforms? Yes, like there are tools that you can use to do that. But I don't know if that's the best for your business. It really depends. But I would rather see you do 1 to 2 platforms, even just one, and do it well, than be all over the place, because that doesn't create a sense of trust in your business. If I'm a customer and I'm looking you up on social and last time you posted was 6 months ago, do you even still have a business? I don't know, right? It doesn't create a good image for your brand or for your business. So I would rather you do one and do it consistently and do it well than be all over the place. Okay. Now, when we talk about content, okay, your content needs to support your business goals. As a business owner, your goal is to generate leads, new customers, to get sales and to grow. The problem is that most businesses are approaching social media like a content creator versus a business. So posting things like, random tips and tricks, just posting things just to post, happy Thanksgiving, happy whatever, that's not going to get you a sale. So when you're thinking about what to post, I need you to ask yourself, does this in any way support my business goals? Is it going to help me reach new people? Is it going to help me get sales? Is this going to help me grow? Because if the answer is no, then you might as well not waste your time. I'm just going to be really blunt about it, because it takes a lot of time to do this. So I would rather you focus your efforts wisely, and your content needs to drive back to the problem that you're solving for customers. We'll get into this a little more. I have examples to show you, but that's the priority. What's the problem that I solve? What is it that I'm selling? And why am I the best option for them? That's really the 3 areas of focus that you want for your content. Anything outside of that, not necessary. It's really not. If you want to do it because you have the capacity, then great. But if these things are not in place, you are not going to generate sales from social media. And I see it all the time where people they're posting and they're like, I'm not getting sales. And it's either because the content isn't hitting the things that we need to hit, or maybe they're on the wrong platform, or maybe they don't even need to be on social media. I know you came to a workshop about social media, but social media is relatively new as far as a business tool. It's been around for, 20 years. Yeah, that's a chunk of time. But before that, people had businesses throughout all of history, and they did just fine before social media. So we need to kind of take the principles of pre-technology and apply them to technology to be successful. So what do I post? Okay. Your content is going to depend on each specific platform and what you're focusing on. Okay. So on Instagram and TikTok, you have to post video. If you're not posting video, then don't even bother. Okay. It's designed now to kind of force you to post video. That's what the platform is prioritizing. So you need to get used to posting video. Does it need to be you talking to the camera? No, not necessarily, but you have to be able to post video. Okay. On Instagram also, you have something like Instagram stories. That's a great way for you to create engagement, because you can actually have a conversation with a human being on the other side of the screen. On LinkedIn, for example, you can get away with not having video. You can do more of a mix of even just a plain text post works well on LinkedIn. And they also have other options for you too. You can do polls, you can do kind of like longer articles. So I want to make sure that whatever platform you decide on, you're using it to the best of your ability, and you're using all the different things that it will let you do, because then it becomes more interesting for you and for the audience as well. So these are the 3 main types of content I want you to focus on. The first one is the problem. So what is the problem that your customers have? So these are examples of types of posts you could create, right? This is the idea behind the post. So let's say that you have a business and you clean marble floors. That's your business. The problem that they have is that their floors are looking dull. They're not looking good. So you could create a post that says, 5 reasons why your marble floors look dull. Okay. If you are a salon, you could post, why does your manicure keep chipping? And you can go into the reasons that might be happening. Here we are addressing the problem, right? So we're aware of the problem. So when a customer is on social media, they say, oh yeah, hey, I do have that problem. Okay. And they can then start paying more attention, basically, because now they know that you're on the same page. You understand what their problem is. The next type of content is, what do you provide to solve the problem? Right? So the first bucket is, what's the problem? The second one is, hey, this is how I solve it for you. What is your service? What is your product? And how does that fix the problem? So for example, if you're an accounting firm, you could say, oh, need help with your accounting? We help e-commerce businesses specifically. Okay. Or if you're a caterer, you could do a post about, why Rosa, one of our customers, hired us to cater her 50th anniversary party. Okay. And then go into the reasons. You're talking about what it is that you provide that solves that problem. And then the last bucket is what makes your business different. Okay. Maybe your products are made with a specific type of material that's great. it's scratch resistant, for example. Or maybe you run a gym, right? And you can talk about how your customers tend to stick around. They don't just come in and come out. So you can say, oh, come experience a workout that you'll actually stick to or that you'll actually enjoy. I know that's a big question for most business owners. Like, what makes my business different? A lot of us feel like nothing. It doesn't really make anything. My business is not necessarily that different, right? It's not that innovative. It's not that brand new or some brand new concept that no one has ever heard of. And that's fine. It's more like, what can you focus on that's unique to you, to your personal story, that you can make stand out? Because most things have been invented, right? Most things under the sun have been invented to an extent. And I know we focus on that a lot with businesses, like what's the niche and what's the difference and why is this different from everything else? And, there are millions of shoe companies out there. Shoes are shoes, right? It comes down to the design. It comes down to the materials. It comes down to the style. Everybody has an angle that we can work, and that's what you need to find and what you need to play up on social media. So once you have some ideas, what I'd love for you to do is actually brainstorm. Okay, so when you get the presentation later, look through these items and start brainstorming different ideas based on these 3 buckets: the problem, the service or product that you provide that is the solve for the problem, the solution for the problem, and then what makes your business different. Okay, and that's going to help you start to figure out how to position your business, right? It's going to help you figure out what things you need to say to help people understand. I mean, that's really what messaging, what marketing is all about. It's being able to say the right things about your product or your service to the right people in a way that clicks with them, in a way that helps your customers feel a personal connection with you, right? Feel an interest in your business. So you might be thinking, what about relatable content? I don't want to be too salesy. I don't want to be too over the top salesy. You can be relatable and you can sell at the same time. Okay. And not every single post you make has to be about selling, but I would suggest that you prioritize what you're selling first and foremost, because you're a business. You're not an influencer, unless you're watching this and you are an influencer, in which case that's a totally different conversation. But if you're a business owner, you have to think like a business owner. Okay. And you can be relatable and you can sell at the same time. It doesn't have to feel like an uphill battle when you're selling, but your number one priority needs to be to talk about what you sell and why it matters to your customer. Why should they care? That's really the biggest question we're trying to answer. Why should anybody care? Right? When you're posting something about your business, why should they care about this? Well, it should matter to them because of this and this and this reason. That's what creates your content. Okay. The relatable stuff can come later. Think of it like a cake, like a cupcake. The actual cake part has to be you selling. The relatable content is like the little icing on the top. But we need to focus on making sure that you are posting on social to be able to bring in clients and customers. Otherwise, you're just posting to post. And I'm sure none of us have time for that. So here's some examples. I wanted to show you how you can be creative and you can be relatable and you can sell all at the same time. So this is a post by Honest Company. They create like natural beauty products. And in this video, they had kind of like a little fake text message chain going back and forth between 2 friends. So I'm sure you could find a template like this on Canva. And basically it's a little video that shows the text going back and forth. And it's one friend telling the other one, oh, hey, by the way, Honest Company now has reward programs. Okay. And so that's a fun way to announce something like that. Oh, hey, by the way, now we have rewards for our customers. You could say that, hey, now we have rewards for our customers. But this is a creative, fun, and also relatable way to do that. This one is Honeybook, which is an accounting and CRM software. Okay, and here they are announcing a new feature. So in this video, it says POV, that stands for point of view. You just found out you can get booked instantly on Honeybook. So this is a new feature that they're launching. And so the video is basically just this girl with her laptop making a bunch of surprised faces, like, yay, I'm excited. Okay. And then in the caption, you'll see that they talk a little bit more about the actual feature. They talk about how we have a new scheduler. It's faster than ever before to get you booked and paid with just one file. You can now collect all the information you need upfront and allow your clients to schedule and instantly pay for their session all without lifting a finger. So they have information in the caption, but the video itself is relatable, it's fun, and it's getting somebody's attention. This is another one. This is for WeWork, which is, I mean, WeWork is now, I think, bankrupt, so maybe I shouldn't have put this example here. But I think it's a good example. They have office space, right? Communal office space for remote workers. So if you had a small team and you were thinking about getting an office, if you saw this video, maybe that would convince you to consider WeWork, because the video talks about the 5 things that you wouldn't have to worry about if you had a WeWork membership. So you wouldn't have to worry about office maintenance issues, about tech support, about purchasing furniture or getting office supplies, because all of that comes with the membership, right? That's basically what they're trying to show you here, is all the things that come with a membership. And in the video, they're just walking around the co-working space and they're showing you the different areas. They're showing you like the little coffee machine, and they're showing you the office supply closet, and they're showing you all these things in the video. Okay. And then the caption's very simple to the point, like, you've got important things to worry about, we'll handle the rest. That's it. Right? Nothing crazy, nothing very elaborate. The video really does most of the selling in this, if you will. But again, this is a good example of a video that doesn't include somebody's face. So if you're concerned about that, if you have a store or a storefront showing things like the behind the scenes process of how things are made, if you have a restaurant or a bakery, that usually you have a lot of opportunities for content like that. But even in a salon, or if you're offering services of any kind, if you can show what that process is, it helps people create trust, and it helps people see like, oh, okay, this is what I might expect if I chose to work with them. Speaking of cafes, this is a local cafe. And so this is an example of an Instagram story. And they are announcing a special offer that they have for this week, right? So they have Huevos Rancheros this week. The little MKT here in orange, if you click on that, it would take you to an order page, to their website, so you could actually check out an order. You want to make sure that you're keeping people up to date about what it is that you're offering. People need to see things on average between 7 and 13 times before they even consider purchasing. So when you're posting on social, it might feel like nothing's happening for a long time. And that's totally normal. It might feel like you are just talking to an empty room, like no one's engaging, no one's commenting, no one's doing anything. But you have to just put in the repetition. And that's part of why social media is challenging and kind of discouraging, because for a while, it's going to feel like nothing is happening. And it's because nothing is really. But eventually, people will start to pay attention. It just takes time, and it takes patience to put in the work to be able to do it. And if you feel repetitive, good. Like the content you're posting on social should feel boring to you, because you're like, oh, I'm talking about this again. Yes, you're talking about it again, because think about how a lot of us use social media, even something like LinkedIn. We're not necessarily doing it as a form of really trying to get information. Most of the time, we're trying to be entertained. We're trying to kill time. We're trying to, we're waiting in line at the grocery, or we're just checking in the morning before we actually get into our work day. This isn't something that people necessarily go to first and foremost for information. So you have to keep that in mind. People are not always in the mindset of, oh yeah, I want to buy something, or I'm trying to solve this problem in my life. So you have to continually put the same messaging out again and again and again in order for people to understand. So this all week long, Huevos Rancheros, they posted it every single day of the week. Don't forget, we still have this. Hey, don't forget, we still have this. It doesn't matter if you saw it on Monday, they're still posting it on Thursday, right? You have to just continue and stick to it, so that then people have the opportunity to take you up on the offer. I wanted to show you this. This is an example of a value proposition. Okay, so this is a shoe company called Greats. And right up at the top in this graphic, they have made in Italy. So that is the value proposition. And then in the little blurb there, they talk about how they have premium leather upper lining made by hand in Italy. They talk about their best-in-class artisans. So they're telling you why these shoes are different from other shoes on the market. So this is an example of really showcasing how you are unique. Is this the only company that has artisans in Italy and that makes shoes in Italy? Absolutely not. But that is an aspect of why the shoe is different. So they're going to talk about it, right? They're going to point that out. If you didn't know this, maybe you've seen the shoes, but you didn't know that they were made in Italy. Now they're taking that extra step to show you. So you want to talk about what makes your business different or what makes it stand out. That could be information about your own background, your own experience, right? Don't be afraid to share your story. That's actually going to get you way more sales than you never sharing any personal details, because that's what matters. And I had a client last year who had a juice company. And one of the things we did on social was, she shared the story of her daughter and how her daughter had health issues, and then how that led to her creating the juices and getting into natural food. And she started getting traction. She started getting people visiting her website. She started getting people looking at her stuff. Were they buying it? No, but they were paying attention. And that's the first step. So don't be afraid to talk about yourself and your personal story, because that's actually what makes you interesting and unique on social media. I know a lot of us are afraid of, like, I don't want to show my face and I don't want to do, and I understand that, but you can do that in different ways on social. But it's really important that people know what your story is, because otherwise you are just anonymous, right? And there's nothing interesting about that. People like human connection. That's what social media is really supposed to be about. Here's another example of ways that you can use the tools. I know I'm focusing a lot on Instagram, but it's because they have a lot of features, and I think this is one of the tools or platforms that people tend to gravitate towards. So at the top, you see the little circles where it says community, as seen on, in the wild, etc. And they have those little graphics. Those are highlights. Okay, and you can set those up to help you sell. You could have one that's testimonials. You could have one that's before and after projects. You could have one that's like behind the scenes. They include these highlights to help create almost like it's like a mini website, if you will, because if you're posting on stories on Instagram, they disappear, right? They go away after 24 hours, but you can put them in the highlights, and so people can still refer to them at a later time. And it just gives you a different aspect of content. So if I were interested in the shoes and I wanted to see, okay, what do they actually look like on real people and not just models, I could look at the in the wild, or I could look at their community highlight and then see examples of that. Another thing that is awesome to post, and you should always post this if you have it, is a testimonial, a review. Okay, you really want to focus on that, because that creates credibility. It creates what we call social proof, right? You're not just saying that your product or service is great, other people are saying that it's great. So you should be collecting reviews and testimonials as part of your business, and you should be posting them every time you get one. Post a testimonial, okay? In this example, this is also from HoneyBook. They're the software that has the accounting and CRM. In the caption, they actually use this testimonial to sell, right? So they have this testimonial, this person saying nice things, and then in the caption it says, want to know what all the hype is about? For a limited time, you can join HoneyBook for just $1 a month for your first 6 months. So they're using that testimonial as a way to sell in the caption, right? So you want to make sure that you're focused on selling, and this is a great example of how to do that. You can also use social media to answer questions. So think about the common questions that you get about your business. This is a company that sells these little like welcome mats, and they have little tiles so you can customize it and change the colors. And so on the left, they had in their Instagram stories, they had an example of how to actually clean it. So they had gotten a question of like, how should I clean this thing? And so you can see somebody has it on their deck and they're hosing it down. And then on the right-hand side, they had a new product launch, right? That was about to drop. And so they used the little countdown clock that's a feature inside of Instagram stories to tell people, hey, this is going to drop at this time, right? So there are a lot of different tools that you can do, which is use within the platforms, which is why I also recommend sticking to just one or two, because when you start using all of the different aspects, like it's a lot, it becomes a lot of different things and options and possibilities for you. It's not just about throwing a post up, you have a lot of other things that you could potentially do, and it keeps things fresh. Even if your messaging is the same over and over again, it kind of feels a little bit different every time. This is an example of a LinkedIn post. So this woman is a stylist and her target is professionals, right? She wants to talk to women who are professionals, who work in corporate, who are stuck in a rut. They don't really know what to wear. And so she used LinkedIn to position herself as an expert, right? And to talk about a problem that people have. So in this post, she's talking about how you can get more wear from the clothes that you told yourself were just for a special occasion. So she's talking about how you can basically maximize every single piece you have in your closet, even if you are a woman that works in a, professional setting. So something you wore to a wedding or to a nice event, you can also still wear it again. So this is adding value, it's giving people something to think about. She goes into detail in the caption, but you can see this isn't a video. This is the post. It's just this big question, right? in big text. That's it. That's all she did. And then she talked about it. This is another one on LinkedIn. This is a company that is actually promoting one of their clients. So they're tagging one of their clients. This is great if you can get other people to talk about you, because it's kind of like free advertising. So in this case, this client is talking about this particular watch company. And they're talking about their unique proposition and what makes them different. They're talking about how this Vortic watch company is bringing back pieces of American history with their unique military edition 2022 wristwatches by doing what they do best, blending classical watchmaking techniques and traditions with innovative modern technology, right? So they are promoting this company, they're tagging them in it, and they're also talking a little bit about what makes them unique and what makes them interesting. So think about other businesses that maybe you partner with, or other businesses that can help promote you and you can promote them, vice versa. That's a great way to do what we call cross promotion and just get in front of a different audience. This is an example of how to use social media to have a clear call to action. That's what CTA stands for discounts, for promotions that you might be running. Social media is great to do like a flash sale, because especially given the nature of social media, if you posted this in the stories, it would just disappear, right? So this is a jewelry company and they say flash sale. Shoot for the stars in 2023 with our Power Mantra necklace. For today only, this stunner is yours for $46.23, originally $76. And then they have the code, the coupon code, you need this. Okay, and then they're telling you this offer ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. while supplies last. So this is a great way, if you have products, to use social media to do flash sales, to do coupons that are specific just to social media. So you're rewarding your audience. And if they are interested in buying, but they haven't necessarily gone and done it, this might be the thing that gets them over the edge, is you giving them a coupon or you putting a time frame on it. Like, I need you to do this by this time. If not, you're not going to get the discount. That will make people take action. So now that we've done examples, let's talk about metrics, because you need to know if what you're doing is working. And if you are a business owner, you're not an influencer, the number of followers that you have doesn't actually matter. Okay, it's about the quality of those followers. So the number, it's nice, but it's what we call a vanity metric. Like, it's, oh, wow, you have so many followers. But if you don't have any customers, that's a problem if you're a business. So these are the kind of things that you want to pay attention to. First of all, are people commenting? Okay, are they resonating? Are they responding? A lot of times we know that people will see it, they'll think something in their head, but they don't actually take the time to comment. That's okay, right? So you might not have that many comments initially, and that's fine. But you want to know if people are actually resonating with what it is that you're posting. Something else that you can look at is link clicks. Okay, so if you're going to post a link in your Instagram stories or on LinkedIn or on TikTok or wherever, are people actually clicking on it? Because if they're clicking on it, then that means that they're interested. If you're getting zero link clicks, then you might need to think about how to promote this differently. Okay. Messages. Are people asking you questions? Are you getting DMs on whatever platform, private messages that are asking you questions, that are engaging with you? Even if they're not asking you questions, even if they just comment something and say, oh yeah, I really liked that post, or oh yeah, I've struggled with that, or oh haha, that's something, right? So are you getting a response from people? And I want you to keep in mind that yes, follower growth is great. It's nice to see when you get new followers. That's great. But you could have hundreds of followers. You could have thousands of followers and zero customers. So unless those people are turning into your customer over time, then all you're doing is kind of posting to post. And while that's not a bad thing, because it is something that creates awareness for your brand, it helps get your name out there. I think we have to look at what it is that we're really trying to do. Because with social media, you can use it as just promotional. Oh, hey, I exist. I'm here. I'm a business. But if you're taking a lot of time out of your day and your schedule to create content, you want it to do something, ideally. So otherwise, it just becomes a drain on your energy and what you have capacity for. Once you kind of look at your numbers, you can use that to help you guide content creation. So you can look at the most popular posts that you had, right? The month just ended. What were the things that were most popular last month? How could I do something similar in the future? If you are noticing, hey, these posts are not really helping me to drive sales, how can I make it more sales focused? Going viral is not your goal. You're not there to appeal to everybody on social media. You're there to reach your ideal customer, and that's all that matters. Everybody else is there, right? Because social media is a lot of different people, but you want to talk just to your ideal customer, and that's who you want to be engaging with you. So how do we all put this together, right? You're gonna sit down and you're gonna think about, okay, what am I gonna post on social? The first thing is to focus on what is it that I want to say? What format? Do I want to do a testimonial post? Do I want to do a video? Do I want to do a carousel? So usually you can think of what content do I have, right? Because if you don't have content, then you have to create it. So do I have images? Do I have a video? What do I have available that I can actually post? That's first and foremost. The next thing is to think about how often you can realistically post. Okay, it's better for you to post less often, but be consistent. So if you can only do it once per week, then it is what it is. You can only do it once per week, but stick to it and do it every single week. Do it at the same time every week and be consistent, because that actually creates more of a positive effect than posting 3 things one week and then nothing for 3 weeks and then one thing here and one thing there. You want to try to be consistent. And to help you be consistent, you can use different scheduling tools. So you can create the content, you can schedule it, and then you don't have to think about it. These are some examples. There's Later, there's Sprout Social, there's CoSchedule, there's Planoly. Like there's a bunch out there. Hootsuite, there are many options available to you. Some are free, some have paid versions, but you can use this to help you schedule content, and that way you don't actually have to think about it. You can actually even schedule content directly on the platform sometimes. LinkedIn will let you do that. Instagram will let you do that. I'm sure the other ones as well. So you can actually go in and do it without having to be constantly looking and paying attention to what time it is. And when, we don't have time for that. Let's use the technology. And the last thing is to organize yourself using a content calendar. You can get as fancy or as simple as you want with it. Sometimes pen and paper works great. And you can just say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, put the days of the week and say, okay, I'm going to post this on Monday. I'm going to post, testimonial on Tuesday. I'm going to post a video on Friday. You can organize it like that. But there are a lot of different tools available to you. This is an example of one. This has the different platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter. And then it says what they're going to post, right? So on Monday, they're going to post a link to content from your blog with a short update. On, I don't know, Tuesday on Pinterest, they're going to do a theme board. this is kind of just organizing the activities for you, but you don't have to get this fancy with it if you don't want. You can also use tools now like AI, ChatGPT, different things to help you create a content calendar, and just ask it to do that for you, and it will do it. So you have a lot of things available to you, but I hope this was helpful. We're kind of at the end now. We're going to take questions. I know it's a lot with social media, but this is really the basics of what you need. And the one takeaway that I want to make sure that you get is just to think about yourself as a business first and foremost with what you're posting. You're not posting just to post. Everything should help you get sales, you get customers, and you get growth and success in your business.
Thank you, Emily. That was, I'm sure, a lot to take in. Thank you for it. It was very complete. And I'm sure you guys will benefit from all the tools and the information that Emily just presented to you. We do have a bunch of questions in the chat. I'm gonna very quickly also share my screen. Okay, so let me see if you see the question thing with the red dot. Perfect. Awesome. So I'm gonna go in order, and in this so Marilyn is asking, will this program help me post different platforms? Maybe Emily, you can help me out fill the gaps here. But for the consulting program that we have here in BizGap is so we address your businesses that you know based on the experience and also recommendations that our consultants have. If you want to expand into another platform, social media, I'm sure that our consultants that have knowledge on that can also assist you. I don't know if you, Emily, have a particular comment on that for Marilyn.
I mean, so there are softwares that you can post to and they will publish the content to different platforms, but then I would bring it back to why are you doing that? Like, why do you need to post on different platforms? Are your people on different platforms is the question I would ask. And so I would go back to step one and figure out who are my clients and what platform are they on? What's the best one, right? If it's a B2B kind of a thing, or you're trying to reach professionals, that's going to be LinkedIn. If you're trying to reach just a general consumer because you have a product, that's probably something like Instagram. So focus your efforts on 1 to 2 platforms, because that's gonna get you more in the end than kind of being all over the place, even if you have a tool that helps you. It's not necessary. I mean, let's be honest, it's not necessary for you to be everywhere. You just need to be where your customers are. That's the only requirement.
Exactly. Thank you. And in case you want to reach to us, register for consultation, here are a bunch of links that you can, get in contact with us. We have our website. You can call us to that number that you see on the screen. Of course, also some Instagram that has been like the main topic for today, I think.
Yep.
Because it's so important, right? And also a lot of our webinars, just like this one, are and will be published in our YouTube channel. You guys see there. Also, my colleague Kelly can submit again the link for you guys to have. So we will publish webinars just like this. Let me give you an example where we don't publish one. So for example, in March 12th, we have an info session with the SBA, which I highly recommend you guys to attend. In that case, since it'll be more like a smaller, close-knit attendees, the idea is for them to speak about their issues in a private and confidential manner. That's why we don't publish them. Here, since it's mostly us doing the talking and we want to be as open and available as possible, we will publish it on our social media platforms. But in those cases, in the info sessions that we do with our partners, and in this case also the SBA, we will keep it we will not publish it. Let's see. Just because we also want to respect the confidentiality of our clients. So yes, I'm going down the list. As I told you guys, it might take some days, maximum 2 weeks for all the events to be published. You will get a notification when they are ready. So you can see like the slides and everything that we have available for you in case you missed it, in case your connection ran out, life happens. So we want to make this also available to you in the future. There is also links for consultation. If you guys haven't registered with us yet, there is also that. Also, you can, in case you are not registered with us and you would like to speak to a consultant, you can scan this QR code, right, that you see on the screen. And let's see, I have a bunch of messages here to go through. My colleague Kelly just pasted some of our upcoming events. As I mentioned, we have our next one, which is March 12th, from 1 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. with the SBA, that they will provide more insight into all the programs that they have. So definitely recommend you guys to attend there. We're also organizing the small business grants and financing webinar. So it's just like this, but that we will be talking about how to, access to capital matters and what you need to know from there. Even if you're starting or if you already have a trajectory in the business world, definitely recommend you. The link to register is right there at go.fiu.edu/financing. And lastly, this is an in-person event that we're doing in April 5th called Lenders Roundtable and Access to Capital, where we take all of our partners that are in the region, Prospera, Sendos, and you can get to talk to them in a one-on-one conversation. It's a pretty cool experience. We'll be doing it in the main library in downtown. So if you're able to attend, also the link is there. You can feel free to register, and we're excited to see you there. I think I have some questions for you, Emily.
Yes.
I see a bunch of them. Platform. All right, so let's start with Samuel source. Let's see. Does boosting ads help the engagement or launching a new item? In this case, is a food business. Let's see. What would you say?
I mean, yeah, definitely boosting an ad will help get more people to see it. I think for some businesses, honestly, just leveraging the actual ad platforms is a better idea than creating content. So I saw a question from somebody that said that they had a tile business. I would say to that person, if you have a tile business, either post on Pinterest or just use Instagram ads, use Facebook ads. Like, you don't have to, it's not a requirement to have social media if you have a business. That's the number one thing, like, I want you to all understand, like, not every business needs to have social media. If you are a plumber, you don't need an Instagram about plumbing unless you want to do educational content around plumbing. You probably just need to be on Thumbtack and Yelp, and like, you don't have to have social media just because you have a business. So if you want to use the ad side of it because you want to boost because you have a launch or you want more people to see it, then yeah, that's a great thing to do. It's easy to do. Is it going to boost the engagement itself? Not necessarily. That's not something that you can always control. It depends on what you're asking. Like, if you're asking a question, you're going to get probably a better response from people in terms of people actually engaging with you. But boosting will always get you more eyeballs. And that's how the platforms are sort of designed these days. Unfortunately, they want you to pay because they want to kind of force you as a business to to go that route so that your content can be seen by more people, which is not necessarily a bad thing if it helps you at the end, right? If you get a sale, if it costs you a little bit, but eventually get a sale, it's worth it, right? From that aspect, it's just part of advertising and marketing for your business.
Exactly. And pivoting on that, we have a bunch of questions about ads specifically. I think Emily already touched on it a bit. Um, but yes, ads and the email. So yes, we will send the recordings through email. So keep posted on that. But yeah, so see, I see the next one is Maurice Coelho. After
Okay.
we decide which platform to go on, can we create content that looks and feels professional? Uh, are are there tools we should start with? That's a good question.
Yeah, definitely Canva. That's the easiest one. I think that's the biggest one, definitely. Because Canva has templates that you can use already, so you can just change the brand colors on it. You can, put your content in there. They even have stock photography that you can use sometimes, so that might be helpful. That's the first place I would look is definitely Canva to create content that looks professional. And then your phone is also a great tool just for capturing video, for taking images. The quality is actually really great. You don't need to have something that looks super professional, like a camera crew filmed it. Just with your phone, you can actually do a lot. So I would start with Canva.
Yeah, there we go. And I see Joanna said the same.
Mhm.
So thank you guys for all these questions. Thank you for being so collaborative. I mean, I love it when people pitching and also answer the questions because um it shows, the caliber of people that are here, and I love it. So thank you so much. Thank you for all these questions. I see uh, Sabrina is asking, what do I do if I have a goalkeeper academy on Instagram?
Okay, I don't know what a goalkeeper is. I don't know what a
I'm
goalkeeper academy
I'm
is.
th- I'm thinking it's more like well, maybe you can expand a bit if I'm mistaken, Sabrina. Exactly, yeah, soccer. So goalkeeper is like a particular position that you
Okay.
play in soccer. It's the guy who kind of like make sure that the ball doesn't fall on
Mhm.
the net. Um, so I was a goalkeeper myself.
Oh, there you
So
go.
I'm actually, yeah, yeah, back in Argentina. So yeah, so that's an interesting question. On Instagram.
I guess it depends on what your goal is. So um if you want more people to get into the academy, you could do a paid ad, right? Like you could do something really targeted on Google or on Facebook and help people. But otherwise I would do videos, right? Like create content that's videos of the kind of stuff that you're doing in the academy, what they're practicing, what they're learning. I would just focus on video, little short clips.
Yeah, that's great. And if you can expand just a bit more on the importance or not of ads in general, Google Ads, and if people, is it worth it? Will people benefit from it as much as they think? Should they invest on it?
Um, so if you have the budget to, I would say yes. Because then at least you know for sure it's going to do something, right? When you're posting on social media organically, yes, it helps, but it's not going to be as specific as you setting up an ad where it says, I only want to talk to these specific people, right? Or I only want to reach this group of people, or only want to talk to people in this zip code, right? That creates usually a better result for you. Now, with the ads, there's a whole art and a science to it. Me personally, I'm not very familiar with Google Ads. So if you need Google Ads help, I'm not your girl. Don't ask me because it's not my area of expertise. Facebook ads, I do understand a little bit more about, but it depends on the kind of business that you have. If you're very hyper localized, if you want to get more people into your restaurant or you want to get more people to your academy, then Google Ads might be something that's better for you, or even Yelp, promoting on Yelp. You can do Facebook and Instagram as well, but it's a little bit harder. It's a little more limited. But yeah, you can have great success with ads. And I would say that most businesses that are successful have an ad strategy. Like, you can get so far with organic content and it's great. But when you really want to grow or you really want to attract more people in, you're going to need to have ads at some point. But when I say, the ad strategy, you need to make sure first and foremost that you have a viable business model. Do you have customers? Do you have clients? Do you just need more? Then yes, great, let's do ads. But if you're struggling in those beginning stages, throwing money at ads is not necessarily going to help. We might have other issues that we need to look at, or maybe even considering things like the business model itself or partnerships, right? Remember I said at the beginning that social media is relatively new. Like, for most of human history, we didn't have social media and businesses were still successful. And so don't think that, social media is the only thing you should be doing. I think the first thing to focus on is, am I ready, right, for that next step? And then deciding what specifically you should be spending your time on in social media. But if you don't have customers right now, or you don't have like a regular frequent business, maybe social media is not where you want to spend your time. Maybe we need to focus on getting you more sales, and then you can focus on social media. Because social media is not just going to magically bring you clients. I wish that were the case, but it's not.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the clarification and expanding more on that. I was saying because we have a ton of questions on ads, and I just wanted to make sure that the point was getting across.
Mhm.
So thank you for that. So I want to go back to Marilyn, that she has a question about how can we help with learning about platforms. So how consulting works on our side is, you will be matched with one of our consultants. It could be Emily, it could be another one specific on your area of needs. And yes, you will have a one-on-one conversation. Most of them are online, although we had cases where people prefer, to meet at a public library or at a coffee shop. It really depends on how you guys make, agree. And yeah, then you can, he or she will be able to really guide you through the process of specifically what you need. If you want to learn about more, say you're not specifically savvy in Canva or Twitter, well, there are some basics that you can either go through, either on yourself, just going, playing around with the platform. I think that's a great, good, a good first step. And then yes, when you have questions, of course, we're here to help. So yeah, that's another opportunity. And then Yasir, thank you, thank you for the words. I really appreciate them, and we do it all here. We're here for you guys, so I appreciate it. And yes, any questions that you guys may have, here is my email address posted. I wanted to go back to Yasir again, that he's asking about artistic shirts. What platform do you think is the most interesting to present this type of merchandise?
It depends on how you're selling them. Like, if you have a website that you sell them from and you want people to find the website, then I would focus on Pinterest to help get people to the website to then buy. And then it again, it depends on your customer. Where are they? Is it artistic shirts like for casual wear? Then, I mean, you could post on TikTok, you could post on Instagram, you could post on, maybe not LinkedIn. That's geared more towards professionals. That might be a good fit for you, but it depends on your goal as well, what it is that you're trying to do. If you have merchandise and you're able to sell it through your own platform, then I would focus on Pinterest.
Awesome. And I have one more last question from Ron. Emailing to customers, how often?
Oh, Ron, that's like a whole other, I need to know everything about your business. I can't just answer that like with no context. We need to know, what is your business? What are you selling? I mean, I would say on a minimum basis, like once a week, but it really depends on your business. If your business is more seasonal, then maybe that doesn't make sense. So, I need more information to give you an accurate answer. Yeah.
Yeah, if anything, Ron, feel free to register with us so we can learn more about what you do, how you do it, and really take it more to like the detail level. Yeah, because it might be a very broad answer. Um, I said website and going to use Pinterest. I mean, to use Pinecrest. Okay.
I don't see that one. Oh,
Oh, oh no, that's another
got it.
person. So I saw marching band. I saw two marching band directors, and it's a seasonal business. Mm.
So then in that case, I would start like think about when it is that people buy and then start planning out probably a month or two out in advance to get them, thinking about the fact that they have to buy again at some point. Um,
Would you say that consistency is important, keeping it throughout the year?
I think you want to touch base at least so they know you exist. I mean, it's one thing if they're existing customers is a little bit easier because they already have familiarity with you or they've bought from you. So then at that case, it's kind of like and I don't know if marching band directors buy things on a like I don't know what they buy. I don't know what it's on a consistent basis, but having kind of a reminder of like, hey, by the way, it's time to buy whatever again, or we're getting to that time of year where you need to buy whatever it is that they buy. Um, if it's new customers, then you probably want to have an email welcome series and then maybe come in like once a quarter. I mean, it depends on your business. But having touch points is helpful just so that they remember who you are and it's not, you know, out of the
Exactly.
blue. Yeah.
And if there is anything that, we might have, that is out of the scope of today's webinar, we do have a lot coming up. As I mentioned, I want you to mark the dates on March 12th, that it will be an info session with the SBA, and I can provide you more guidance on the resources that you guys have. Also March 14th, that's the small business and grants financing in case you need access to capital. That'll be March 14th from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. And last but not least, it's our in-person event at the main library, the Lenders Roundtable and Access to Capital, where you can talk to our partners there about your specific business needs. Because I know there's a lot of, particular, cases, just like the marching bands, that, maybe talking to more people can give you a broader perspective that just me and Emily can at this moment.
Right.
So Jacir is April 5th, so you still have time, but time goes by. And it'll be in person at the main library in downtown. And definitely, I mean, I don't know if we have one more thought to go around. In my case, I want to thank you all for attending. Special thanks to Emily for giving us your time and your experience, your knowledge, and this wonderful presentation. Thank you for being here with us this morning. Thank you, Kelly and Asra, also for sending all those important links and keeping you guys updated with all the information that we have. I would definitely encourage you to keep the conversation going. We're here for us, again, at no cost to you. So we would like to meet with you one-on-one. And what time? 4 to 5? You're talking about, I have one question in the Q&A asking the time. So the last I'm gonna go over the times of the events one more time, just because I'm not sure which particular you're talking about. So it's March 12th, the info session with the SBA, the Small Business Administration, which is which are the federal agency that provides us the funding to provide you the service. That'll be March 12th, 1 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Then we have the Small Business Grants and Financing, March 14th from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. And also the Lenders Roundtable and Access to Capital with our partners in April 5th at the main library from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. That'll be in downtown. So thank you for all your questions, and thank you also for attending here this webinar. It's been a pleasure also seeing some familiar names over there. And we hope to all see you in either one of our next webinars or through our consulting sessions. And thank you so much, Emily and Aline Fernandez from the SBA for supporting all this effort.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.